Hello, welcome to Polly's Budget Kitchen. Today we're making beef and mushroom ragu over homemade hand-cut pappardelle pasta. I hope you stick around to check it out. Also like and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started here. I've got a skillet on medium heat. I'm going in with some bacon fat. That's hickory smoked bacon fat. I want a smoky flavor, not a sweet flavor to this. After that, I've got some chopped onion and a clove of garlic. It's a large clove, so I cut it in half. We'll go ahead and saute the onion and garlic until the onion is nice and translucent. That process takes about 5 minutes. This is a slow process. Get everything stirred in. After about 5 minutes, go ahead and remove the clove of garlic, and we can continue adding flavors here. We're going to need to brown the meat. So I've got my stew meat. Stew meat is about a mid-grade in price. So ground beef is at the lower end. Then you've got stew meat. Well season the meat liberally with salt. Next, some smoked paprika. Smoked paprika will pair nicely along with the hickory smoked bacon fat that we're using. Followed by that, some red pepper flake. If you don't like heat, you can option that out and use cracked black pepper. Get everything well incorporated. Want to make sure the meat gets browned on all sides before continuing the process here. Okay, adding more flavor here, we're going to go into the center with some tomato paste. This will add richness to the sauce for our ragu here. Followed by that, a couple chopped tomatoes. I used vine ripened tomatoes. Get the tomatoes mixed in with your meat and onions and garlic. Get everything all mixed together. And then we're going to have to cover it and let it simmer away. Reduce the heat from medium to simmer. And we'll let it simmer covered for about an hour. About 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, after about 45 minutes to an hour, we go ahead and remove the lid. Continue with our next item. We've got a cup of chopped celery. We'll get that mixed in and then we'll cover it again and let it cook for another 15 minutes or so. Okay, after letting that cook, we can go in with our next ingredient. I'm using shiitake mushroom. These were dried, so I used water to soak them. And then I'm going to add the soaked shiitake mushroom along with the liquid. There's a lot of great mushroom flavor in the mushroom and the liquid. If you don't like mushroom, just omit the mushroom and add more beef. We let the mixture simmer away, covered. While that's simmering away, we'll make our pappardelle pasta. I like to flour the surface as well as the machine in my hands before playing with my dough. This is one of those times where you get to play with your food. I know your parents said never play with your food, but this is the time where you get to play with the food. My hands are thoroughly washed and I'm getting my dough to the width of the machine so So I can run it through to the desired thickness of my noodles. I'm going to run it through the machine until I get to the desired thickness of 4 on my machine settings there. The dial on the left hand side is the makes the size of the desired thickness for your noodles there. So I'm adjusting the machine as I go to get it smaller and smaller, but I'm using 4, which is a nice medium thick noodle, and that will pair nicely with the hearty beef mushroom ragu that we're making, the sauce. It'll pair nicely and hold up very well to the hearty sauce that we're making. Again, I'm running it through various times. Now it's time to cut. I'm using my cutter here. It's a stainless steel cutter slash vegetable scoop device. It has measurements on the flat edge there as well, so I can get 1-inch measurements. I'm making strips about a foot long, and then I'm going to cut that down to the noodle size that I'm looking for, about 1 inch or so in width. So I've got about 3 feet of pasta dough that I'm working with here, and then I'm going to cut it down to strips. And as you can see, I'm thoroughly enjoying playing with my food here. These are strips I'm cutting. I'm cutting the noodle shape here. And as you can see, about a foot long and about 1 inch wide. And we continue that process here for the 3 feet of pasta dough that I've gotten flattened out here. Okay, we can go back and finish up our dish here. I like to shred the larger pieces of beef. Let's go in there with a couple forks and do that. And then we can finish the sauce. I've got some flour and water. We're going to make a slurry. I try to make a little extra slurry than I may need. Definitely mix it well so there's no clumps. And then add it to the ragu mixture. I used about half of it. It looks like everything is nice and thick. I've tested the seasoning. Everything tastes absolutely wonderful. The kitchen smells great. The house smells great. Now it's time to plate. I've got my pasta that I cooked for about 90 seconds in the water, minute and a half. And it's time to put some of the nice beef mushroom ragu over top of our handmade pappardelle pasta. Like I said, you can smell all the wonderful aromas in the air. I guarantee you your neighbors will be jealous if they walk by and smell it. Your patience will be rewarded. I can guarantee you. After about 2 hours or so of cooking, everything smells and tastes great. You're going to be delighted. After we get a lot of the sauce and beef mushroom ragu on top of our pappardelle pasta, I like to garnish with some green onion or scallion. So I chop those and sprinkle those. Added color and flavor. It makes it pop. Absolutely delicious. Well, there you go. Thank you for watching Polly's version here of beef and mushroom ragu over homemade hand-cut pappardelle pasta. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. See you next time.